Hi, my name's Hayley Barkler, and today we're going to get into desire and the time-space matrix. So this is a challenging one for me, and I just videoed it and lost it all, so obviously I didn't do it right, so I'm going to try again. I encourage you to jump onto my blog, or there'll be a link somewhere, and read what they have provided on this, and if you can provide any more insight, I'd be very happy to understand your thoughts on that. So I'm going to start and explain it the best way I can. First of all, I'm going to explain how they've talked about space and time. So let's say this is space, this is the matrix of space, and then time is actually, it's not intertwined with space, it's an overlay. So it permeates and sort of bleeds through into space, and it is sort of like a construct that sits on top of space. So hold that sort of vision and thinking, and now we'll move into the desire part, and we'll keep flipping back and forth, and hopefully this will make sense. Okay, so they're saying that we essentially have it wrong, and that time is a function of desire, and then desire is related to our need, and both of those relate to an undertone or a level of satisfaction that we wish to seek. So because we desire something, that has to be balanced out with the need. So just because we desire something doesn't mean we actually need it. And particularly, people could say, well, I desire money, but I don't have any. And that would seem on the surface as unfair. But your need potentially not to have money at a given point in time is to highlight, show you a lesson, or take you to a point of opening that you couldn't get to, say, if you had money. So just as an example. So just because we desire something doesn't mean we need it. And then that level of satisfaction is linked to that. So now we'll go back to the space-time thing. Space exists with all possibilities. You have a desire for something or a thought of something, everything exists simultaneously available in space. What we do when we live on this planet, in this dimension, we overlay that with time, and then in our location of this matrix, our desire sends us to a certain spot, and then that option pops through for us to experience or see. We don't see all the other options that are hidden beneath. And that's how they're saying the filter of time, which is what we're living in, this filter of time actually prevents us from this spontaneous creation and spontaneous availability, that everything is visible to us and that we have access to everything at any given moment because of this. We need to start having these understandings of how time functions to allow our awakening. So for us to move forward and beyond the constructs of how we live, we have to understand these restrictions, I guess, that have been put around us coming down into this human form at this level, at this time. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else. So how they're saying that we create at the moment is what they've called accrued creation. So we create for a need, a gain, but this accrued creation is stuck in this fortress of time and space. So it's bound by the limits of our desires, needs, and satisfactions, by our own thinking, by what we believe we can experience, and therefore what we also need to experience to grow. What they're saying is available to us now is spontaneous creation, and what some would call manifestation. Because when the time filter is taken off and the overlay is taken off, everything is available at any given point in time simultaneously. And then we can move to locations in that space matrix to experience a desired outcome that our soul requires. The time is what creates lack and languish. It creates the good and bad. It creates the duality. That ties back into some of the other stuff I've been talking about this month. And that's why we're being taught this now, so that we know when time filter disappears, so does the duality, so does the good and bad. Okay, I hope that helps. By all means, read what they offered and add your comments and thoughts on that. I'd love to hear that. Yeah, this one has taken me a little while to sort of feel into and feel comfortable in explaining. So let me know how I went. Okay, see ya.